Okay, next question. Annuity due. Subtopic annuity due. Question number 7. Find the A double dot angle at A double dot angle S is equals to 8. If the effective rate for discount is 10%, so with the formula of discount I over 1 plus I. A double dot is the formula for annuity due. We want to find the A double dot angle at 8. So we get the I is equal to 1 over 9. Okay, for next question, question number 8. Find the present value of the payment of every 6 months immediately. So we want to find the present value of payment of 200 every 6 months. So we get the I2 is equal to 0.06. I2 over M 0.0612 equals to 0.03. So we use this formula. This is the formula. We substitute and we get the present value is 2389.770. Okay, next we move to question number. Okay, for question number 9, we want to find the amount of each withdrawal starting at the age of 65. So during the age of 40 until 65, during the first year, 25 years, but only 7% thereafter. So for the first 25 year, I is equal to 0.08, but the next years is I is equal to 0.07. So with the formula, with the ratio, we get 24304.96 for the amount of each withdrawal starting at the age of 65 to US dollar. Okay, next for question number 17, find the present value to the nearest dollar on January 1st of an annuity which pays 2,000 every 6 months for 5 years. The first payment is due on the next April 1 and the rate of interest is 9% for 40% annually. So the timeline is we start from present value and 1/4 until we get A5, which is because it says that convertible semi-annually. So the I2 is equal to 0.09 and I is equal to 0.09 divide by 2, so we get 0.045. So we use the formula 2000 A angle N V 0.5. So use the formula and we get 16178. Okay, next we move to the exercise 3.5, perpetuities number 18. Deposit of 1,000 are placed into a fund at the beginning of each year for the next 20 years after 30 years. After 30 years, the annual payment commences and continue thereafter forever with the first payment at the end of the 30 years. Find the expression for the amount of each payment. So it says that 30 years annual payment commences and continue forever, so we don't know what time is it. So we use the perpetuities because we don't know the unknown time. So we use the formula 100 S double S angle N is equal to 20 angle I. So we use this formula and we get the answer is, this is the answers. Okay, next we move to question number 22. A level perpetuity immediate is to be shared by A, B, C, and D. Okay, so level perpetuity is shared A, B, C, and D. Receive the first and payment, B the second and payment, and C the third payment. So A, B, C, and D share perpetuity immediate. So we find A, B, C, and D. So we use the formulas and we get. So the answer, want to find the ratio of the payment present value of B shares to D shares. So B with D. So we get 30/40. Next question number 26. A fund's earnings 8% effective is being accumulated with payment of 500 at the beginning of each year for 30 years. Find the maximum number of withdrawal of 1,000 that can be made at the end of years under the condition that once withdrawal start, they must continue through the end of the 20 years period. So I is 0.08. So it accumulates until 20 years, starting 500 at the beginning. So At the end, we use this formula, which is the annuity immediate, and this is the annuity due. That's the dot angle N. So we equivalence, and we get the answer is N is equal to 14 years. Okay, next for question number 27, a borrower has the following two options for repaying a loan, 60 months payment of. Okay, so interest is at the nominal rate of 12% convertible monthly. The two options have the same present value. Find K. So I want us to find the K at the end of each K. So first 60 months, second VK, because we don't know what is the value of K. So IK is equals to 0.12, which is I is equals to 0.01. So using on the exact basis, we use this formula and we get K is equals to 29 months. Okay, using the method of liquid time defined in section 2.4. So use this ratio between the SK plus K over SN. So we get 30.5. So there is a difference to use on an exact basis and using the method of educated time. Okay, next question number 30. Beneficiary receive a 10,000 life insurance benefit. If the beneficiary use the proceeds to buy a 10-year annuity immediate, the annual payout will be if a 20-year annuity immediate is purchased. So we want to find the I. The K is 10,000. So 1538 A angle 10 goes to 1072 A angle 20 equivalent. So we get 1 plus I is equal to 1.0869. 1 I is equal to 0.0869 times 100%. So we get 8.69%.